We're already fucking it up.
Whatever.
I was gonna lead with it. This is why it's a test. I'll lead with it since I'm the leader of
All
the
right.
UIA. I thought it made sense. All right, so this is gonna be a podcast. We figured we'd do one because we always talk about dumb crap all the time at night, anyways. So why not put it into
Nine times the
a
best time.
podcast format? So back onto what you were talking about earlier, Spit, with the pop filter. When you get one, what do you plan on? Which one do you plan on getting?
I think
Uh, I don't know. I'm debating whether or not I should get one that goes over top of my microphone or one that goes kind of just in front of it. Because I mean, again, right now I'm using a Pringles can and a T-shirt.
well, I think for your mic, I think it'd be best for one that goes in front of it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, one in front.
I
Like
don't
have one
know.
of the close mics to your face.
Since the mic is like itself like the top part's like short, so I don't think a pop on the mic would be good enough or small enough. I don't know if they make them that small.
I'm sure you can get them custom sized from somewhere in the world. Like I'm sure that's an easy thing to have done.
They'd be pretty expensive.
Eh,
Yeah,
maybe depends on what quality one you get, what quality one you want.
yeah. I mean, pop filters aren't really that. Well, they should be that expensive. They're just pieces of foam, or whatever. They just
A
slap
pop
on top.
filter isn't foam. It's it's generally like a piece of fabric.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fabricy.
Yeah, but yeah. So I had
Those, like-
Butterfingers, not like literal Butterfinger mode at work the other day.
You were just
I was
dropping shit?
rocks. Yeah, okay, so I'm on a ladder that's like fucking, I don't know, 20 feet tall. Maybe. No, it's like 10 feet tall. But it's like, you're on top of there, you're scanning shit. It's kind of boring stuff, I work night shift next week. And, well, I think a couple days ago, I was dropping box after box. My partner, she's fucking hell attractive, but she was laughing her ass off every time I dropped a box. I was like, okay, I see you. Why you be laughing at me?
Make fun of him. We all do it anyways.
Yes.
Make fun of him. He messes up.
Join
all
the
time.
crowd.
Don't worry. Join the crowd. Yeah, I was.
You're a little late to the party there.
Fuck.
So we should also probably say now these podcasts are mainly going to be formatted as just random topics or off topic, as you would say, because
There's no
we already know ourselves and that we will not be able to keep a topic going without getting distracted
yeah,
by
it's-
several other
it's-
things very quickly.
Yeah, it's just gonna flow to whatever the fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just going to be a nice discussion talking about multiple things and our point of view and stuff. We'll try and not do politics.
No politics. Period.
If we talk about
Yeah,
politics, we're
yeah.
going to just talk about funny parts of it, and we're not really going to pick a side.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, we need to try and stop dead air.
Yeah, dead air is definitely a bad thing. Of course, dead air can
Yeah.
always be edited out, but the less dead air we have to edit out, the
I like
the
I like a
better.
natural flowing podcast. Like we can also, since this is a test podcast, talk about the actual podcast and what we plan, hopefully. So,
Most definitely.
like what we've been brainstorming, not what's confirmed or anything of the
Oh, yeah.
sort. Like we were brainstorming one thing, like our podcast is definitely gonna be toward the non-visual side, just to listen to. Like
Yeah.
the background I have right now is just our
Something to
Minecraft
listen to.
world going day and night, and that's it.
Yeah,
Just-
this is gonna be something to listen to while you're working. You don't even have to watch us. You just have to imagine our sexy faces and everything.
Well,
just
both me
imagine
and
our sexy faces.
both me and Spit are sexy. Dragon is not.
Oh, excuse me.
You may have been dropped on your head a few too many times as a child.
Oh no, everyone likes to
A
call
few
me
hundred
handsome.
too many times.
I think they're just doing that so that way they're not hurting your feelings.
You're right.
Yeah, you right. Like, just
yeah,
submit.
you right.
I submit to the fact that I'm ugly. Don't worry.
At least you embrace it. That's the first step to redemption. I mean, you're not gonna
I
get
love
it
it.
fixed, but at least you can embrace it.
I don't know money. to fix
Isn't
it.
that like one of the stages of depression is denial?
Acceptance.
Denial, yeah.
I'm not
For-
depressed.
So he's the
I-
opposite of
I'm not-
depressed, I guess, because he's just. So we should probably talk about some of the topics we normally talk about on this. Like, so let's talk about World of Tanks and some of our stories in it. And it could be stories we've talked about each other with a lot, like you two driving off a bridge, me launching Dragon off a bridge. A lot of our stories are going to involve a bridge in one way or another. For sure.
Yes,
It's
bridges
connection.
tend to be our
enemy.
mortal enemy.
Or me,
Yes.
you, and Looney
Oh,
earlier
man.
when you dropped me in a kaiju with a
Yes.
ARL 44.
Complete opposites. Like fucking
Yeah,
Arrow 44, probably the lightest heavy tank you'll have. Oh fuck.
at tier 6 for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, sadly, World of Tanks is not a topic a lot of people can relate to, but we'll try and keep it to stories that are funny regardless of any game that you play. Like,
Yeah.
this is... I'll tell the bridge story, because I've told it many times. These two dumbasses, for lack of a better word here, we were driving... There was a bridge across a river in a map. We were driving the fastest tanks in the game, very maneuverable, very fast. And I went across the
same
bridge,
guys.
and I noticed they were both coming at it from different sides at different angles, like diagonal towards a bridge. And my first thought is, oh shit, if they don't realize each other, they're gonna panic and drive off the bridge. So as I'm driving across the bridge, I'm like, be careful driving across the bridge, guys. Not 5 seconds later, I hear them both screaming, going, oh shit, I turn around, and they've literally done what I feared they were gonna do. Drove off both sides of the bridge after I just said, be careful driving across the bridge, guys. And I was silent for the next minute and a half, just like while I played the match, died, and then like 30 seconds after I died, I went, what did I say? And that was it.
You could literally feel
Yeah,
this in the air.
it's-
Like,
It was just
we were sitting there-
disappointment prime.
because from my view, I was trying to drift off into the bridge, and then Spit suddenly came into my side. I was like, oh shit. I ran to him. He veered off one direction off the bridge. I was staring at him the whole time. I was like, what the fuck, man? And then I'm off the bridge into the water, and you just hear silence. Complete. You know he's disappointed.
Well,
It's
silence
completely
besides
like-
you two laughing at your own stupidity. I was just completely silent.
It was disappointment and laughter going on at the same time, and it was just utterly beautiful.
You could literally feel the disappointment in the air. What the fuck do you...
Because it was literally like, you guys
sorry.
had one. You guys had one fucking job. One fucking job. And you
sorry,
couldn't even do that.
I'm sorry, I'm in the middle of playing things, right? And this is the second time it's happened. 2 matches in a row, pretty much. But I switch over to looking at Gorinich, and I see a Tiger 2 just hopping off the ledge into a fucking pit and killing itself. All 1,700 health. Dead.
Beautiful. That's what that is. Beautiful.
Oh, absolutely fucking beautiful.
Well,
Like,
one thing we've all learned playing World of Tanks is that we should never try and drive across a bridge in real life when we're all together, because we will get ourselves killed.
Yes, yes. That's
somehow,
gonna be the very
somewhere,
first
we're
thing.
just
It's
gonna kill ourselves off the bridge.
we
You
all
go see
take
it
a
on
trip
the
to
news.
we all take a trip to California. We have to cross the Golden Gate Bridge. Shit.
Jesus.
Yeah, we all died that day.
Suddenly. Death. It's like you're just gonna see it on the news.
Popular YouTube streamers drove off
You're not popular.
bridge.
What do you mean?
Popular, yeah, like we'll ever get to that. We're doing this for fun.
Popular? Shit. I mean, most
We'll
of us are
become popular eventually.
eventually. Give it like a few months. Maybe we'll get like 100 subs. I don't know.
Give it
Oh,
a
I
few
guess-
months, we might get 100 subs.
Yes, our progression will be that.
If we get 100 months and or 100 subs in a month, I guess a sub in 100 months, we will have accomplished something.
No, if we get
One
100
sub
in a
every
month,
decade, motherfuckers. Let's do it.
God, wait, 1 sub every decade? Excuse me.
100 months
Well,
is
that's about every 100 months.
that's about
100 months.
That's a little less than a
But,
decade. Close enough.
That's 1,200 to 120. What am I doing with my life?
Well-
Anyway, as I can't do math right now, basic
You
math.
can never do math.
Yes. You are not the.
I've been counting too much, guys. Like, I've been inventorying
Incorrectly.
for the past week. Actually, I've been inventory for the
that
past
Lowe's
week.
is fucked with their
Okay.
inventory. It's like they're gonna be
Lowe's.
like, how do we have
Work at a
40
Lowe's.
billion of
Excuse me.
these?
Lowe's? I don't work at piece of shit Lowe's. I work at the Home Depot, bitch.
Ah, same difference.
No. Lowe's has stupid ass vests. Home Depot, we have fucking
I like
aprons.
how you're like
We have fucking aprons, bitch.
like it doesn't like the difference The difference is to you the uniform.
Aprons are king, motherfucker.
Yes. I'm actually
Aprons are
subbed
superior.
to a channel literally called the Home Depot. Ever since I started working there, I haven't been able to chase away from the Home Depot, which is hilarious.
He's getting tracked by ads too because he spends all of his time at Home Depot. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna start getting ads because you're using my account to look this shit up, so I'm just gonna get Home Depot ads.
You don't get ads, you fucking idiot. You have premium. Oh yeah, fun fact. Okay, so if you you can get a Google Home Mini, like mini Google Home, wherever it is.
Oh Lord.
For Spotify Premium.
Oh, Lord. Let's not. That thing has an active microphone in it, and
Really?
Yes, and I don't want Google knowing what type of porn I watch.
Excuse me, you watch porn?
Let's all admit it right now, Dragon. Get this out of the way on the
We all
first
watch
test podcast. Yes,
We all fucking watch
we all watch porn. And I'm sure
Yo,
if
what
this
type of
goes
porn are you guys
as well as my other streams, YouTube will end this podcast talking about your shitting habits.
It's
What type of porn are you guys into?
mandatory.
That's my question.
Yeah, it's
What stars? What actresses?
Oh God, we're really getting into this.
Okay,
Yes.
Katie Mercury is one of my favorites.
Never actually heard of her.
I'm more of a
What about Dakota Sky?
Ava Taylor.
Have heard of her.
More of an Ava Taylor guy. I kind of like
Ava Taylor?
petite. Yeah, I'm more of a
Ava's pretty
petite
good.
person.
Ava's pretty good.
Yeah.
If we do
Big
get
Cleave is
popular,
too.
we're never getting monetized by YouTube. That's for sure.
No, we are not. No, we're not.
We're gonna have to if
Entirely
we're gonna get money from this, it's gonna have to be through Patrons and some stuff like that.
Patreon and merch.
Patreons and
Yeah, merch.
What's
Sponsors.
those?
Hey, honey. Hey, honey.
I'm
You
good.
hear us? We're looking for sponsors, honey. Anyway,
Sponsors, yeah, that's another big
Yeah,
one.
sponsors are they? Who do you think would sponsor us?
honey.
We're
Honey's-
doing a test
Honey's sponsors
podcast
everyone.
talking about porn app stars. I mean,
Okay.
I mean, hey, the Misfits podcast gets like plenty of
Sponsors.
sponsors, and they talk about drugs, porn, and stripping
Sex.
down naked and airsoft
That's
battles
'cause it's
during
views.
airsoft battles.
At a Mr. Beast airsoft battle.
or listens.
You know, that's
Yeah.
how it goes.
What would you call it? Listens
So,
for a
I've-
podcast?
Listens,
Listens.
clicks, listens. You could say views. I guess you could say views.
Yeah,
Downloads.
Downloads, views, whatever. I mean, it's pretty cool.
Watch
But,
time
anyway,
is probably the best way to measure.
So
content.
who's failed Donut November so far between us three? I haven't.
I forgot it
I'm
was
on
November,
solid-
so
Oh, you
I
cunt.
forgot it was November, so I failed in about
I wasn't paying attention.
20
Was the problem?
seconds.
Third day for me. And,
Okay, if we don't,
so
if I start now, like, because I didn't even think about it, like I was just going, another month. That was basically my thought process. Not, oh, it's
Yeah.
November. No, not. I was just like,
the start of a
I
new
lived
month.
another
Oh
month.
yeah.
Is what I was.
Spit, there's one day I was actually trying to sleep, and all of a sudden I hear a certain website that I've tried to go to, and it's
A certain website I have tried to get into.
No, it's a certain website that I've tried out. I was like, they're all too simple. I overheard the tone, like the ding 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 ding. I'm like, oh, I know that fucking ring.
Wait, you heard what now?
You were in the bathroom one day. You said you were watching YouTube. I know that fucking ding of
That
Chatterbait.
thing.
Oh, that ding. Yeah, okay, I get it now.
I know that ding.
Ding.
The oh my god ding. Ding
That-
ding.
Oh look, we've already made a caption for our first T-shirt merch. Just ding. I know that ding. It's,
I know that ding. I know that ding.
I was like, the reason I was like, why are you on that? He's like, I know what you want. I was like, holy shit, I recognize that ding. You said you're watching, YouTube. I'm like, there's no way that's YouTube because I recognize that.
Believe it or
my
not, there
God
are
ding.
YouTube streamers that do use that ding.
Oh my god, really?
Yes,
Really?
there are a
Lord.
few.
oh my god, that is hilarious.
Just imagine,
I just
you're in the middle of
remember-
public-
You know, I feel like Pornhub would not sue someone for using it either. I feel like they're the least
It
caring
wasn't Pornhub.
company
It
out there.
wasn't
No,
Pornhub.
no,
It was
Oh.
it's not really. Yeah, it's
the
a
website's literally called
streaming.
Chatterbait.
Yeah, it's a stream. It's like chat roulette, but specifically designated for porn.
Yeah, specifically designated for chicks who are trying to get.
Oh, is it that token ding?
Yes,
Yes.
it's the token.
Oh, let me guess, Chatterbait.
Yes, that's literally what I
We
said.
mentioned that like 5 minutes ago.
I zoned out. I was watching the llama on the screen. Shush.
I zoned out when we were talking about porn and Chatterbait. But no, I've used that website a couple times. It's not bad. Some of the girls aren't bad, but it's like, not my style. I
Should
like
name
standard.
myself Creeper Ass
Creeper Ass
on that
Ass.
website.
Creeper Ass Ass.
Creeper
Nothing
Ass
but
Ass instead of
boys.
assassin. Creeper Ass Ass.
Nothing but ass.
Nothing but ass.
Nothing but ass.
Absolutely nothing but ass.
Oh lord.
And this is how our test stream is already gone.
Hey man, this is how it's gonna be. We're just gonna be
This-
talking and chilling.
This is intriguing. This is very intriguing.
It's very intriguing. I'm surprised we all like.
Oh.
Siri,
You found
shut the
something
fuck up! I don't
intriguing?
want to hit you. By the way, thank you for letting me borrow your controller. Till the weekend.
Significantly better than what you were using.
Broken,
yes.
broken piece of shit controller that you had.
Dude, my controller, it fucking slants to the left
Oh,
so
shit.
much. Like it slides to the left.
Slide to the right.
Slide to the
right.
left.
Stay back now, y'all.
Yeah, if we do ever end up doing like the
hosts.
podcast, like in
This is
person, like sitting next to each other, it's gonna be like the,
Oh, man.
like it's gonna be like the achievement on our podcast where we drink during it, so it just progresses into
It
like
progressively gets
drunken
worse.
madness. Yeah. Like I feel like that's the
So,
only
I was
appropriate
talking-
way to do like a non-topic podcast.
So I have a girl's premium Snapchat. Well, I call it premium Snapchat because she wants to make it a premium, but like I have a girl's private Snapchat story. Fuck. I have her private Snapchat story because she added
Yeah.
me into it because she's like, "Hey, loosen up." She's the one that wants me to. Okay, so it's not my ex-girlfriend. but
Hey,
some
loosen
girl-
up. Send me a dick pic.
No, she's like, "Hey, loosen up," because she started smoking weed 2 weeks ago, and she's like, "Yeah, loosen up, Dylan. Loosen up, relax, actually do something with your life." I'm like, okay. Then suddenly, one day, I'm like,
Actually, do something with your life.
Do
you
something with
worthless
your
fool.
life, says
She-
the
no,
one
no,
selling
she was
her
talking about-
nudes on Snapchat.
She's not. No. She's not selling her news on Snapchat. No, she made a private.
Then what's a premium
story.
Snapchat?
It's-
What is a
okay,
premium
she-
Snapchat to
no,
you
guys,
then?
Let me explain. So she made a private story for the guys who are thirsty as fuck for her. And she actually mentioned on her private story like maybe I should make this a premium because it's nothing but her nudes. And but like she was telling me, hey, look, relax. If you get high and have sex, it's the best sex you'll ever have. I'm like, really? That's the first thing she said to me after like a month of not talking because I didn't have my phone inside. I'm like, okay, cool. She's like, yeah, you should really try out weed. You should really smoke a joint and some shit like that. I'm like, well, I'm not really into that. But all of a sudden, like 2
But I
days
am
later,
into sex. Let's do it.
I'm in. Dude, 2 days later, I was like, what the fuck? Wait, did she add me on accident for a sec? Because the first time she sent me a nude was on accident. She's like, oh shit, that was not for you. I'm so sorry. I'm like, well, you still look sexy as fuck. She's like, thanks. And this is in high school, but now it's like she threw me in her private Snapchat story. I'm like, oh shit. And it was on purpose, obviously, because she didn't like take me off it after a few days or anything.
I hope
but-
you weren't saving any pictures from before you graduated,
no.
because now that's
No.
illegal.
No.
I'm
No.
pretty sure that would have been
If
on
I
his old
screenshot-
phone too, so that's gone.
This is the old phone I have right now. If
Oh,
I do
okay.
save it, I'm off.
Well.
So you put it in her private story as well. If you screenshot any pictures,
Can we just
she'll
talk about
take you off.
this is our first podcast for this channel, and we've already been put on an FBI list.
Yes,
Alright,
let me put on.
Don't
Record
worry, guys.
broken.
FBI watch list.
She's of age as of now. She's
As
hot
of now, yeah, that's the problem.
As of,
No.
as,
You
No,
just said you
she's
had
an
enough.
of age,
technically, and
You know,
thank
when you
goodness
said she
haven't mentioned
accidentally
her
sent
name.
you a picture before, you shouldn't have mentioned this is back in high school. You shouldn't have.
whatever.
Because that is
Oh,
distribution
we're gonna have to make a
of.
new channel and start all over.
No.
That is
okay,
technically
look,
child porn.
She
That
said
is
she
technically
okay,
child
it was-
porn.
Okay.
Oh my
Anyway,
God.
she's 18 as of a few months ago.
Intent to
okay.
distribute porn as porn
It
of
was
minors.
one time, and that was like a year ago by accident. Okay, this is a story. God. Okay, but she's 18. She's 18 as of a few months ago. But like, she added me into her thing, and today I was talking to her. She's like, I told her, you're trying real hard to make guys lose No Nut November, aren't you? And she's like, yeah, I've already made a few lose. I'm like, well, you're not making me lose. And she's like,
Challenge accepted.
Not
Glow
on
eye
my
meme activate.
Christian app.
she said this. Oh, I could if I
My
wanted to.
parents are Mormon.
Like,
I have the power, literal power of God on my side.
and I'm like, and she's like, well, I could if I wanted to. I'm like, well, you gotta try that. And she's like, well, I could if I wanted to, but I work at 8, so good night. I'm like, well, shit.
You got pwned. Okay, you two carry on the conversation. I gotta grab a drink. My mouth is dry as fuck.
Wow, you fucking thirsty ass motherfucker.
I have a water right here. Hey, man.
You dumbass. All right.
No,
well,
I forgot there was a case of water right there. I was gonna go get a soda, but this is probably best for talking. Water.
Yeah, probably.
I have a Monster Mule right next to me and some Pringles. Half a can of Monster Mule. I'm on my second one already.
Okay, so
That caffeine's.
back to our favorite porn stars. What's yours, Spit?
I don't.
Because I said
typically-
mine.
I don't typically focus out porn stars. I typically just do the amateur section.
Amateur section, really?
Yes.
It's the it's the more natural section. It makes sense. I go to there sometimes.
More natural, so you can measure your dick to theirs instead of a porn star just like
Yeah,
That's not the
It's a
reason
little bit
why,
more-
but okay.
It's a
But
little
it's
bit
like-
more
it's
natural
understandable.
and less. Oh my god! What are you doing, step bro?
Excuse
Oh,
me,
no.
you're the
And then all of a sudden-
stepbro-stepsis? Excuse
Let me
me,
say,
No.
let me call you my
I'm
brother
saying
5
because of
times in
what-
2 minutes so they
yeah.
understand that we
Yeah.
are siblings. Yes.
Yeah. It's like,
and then all of a sudden one of them is upside down for
All of a sudden
no
one of them's
apparent
upside
reason,
down.
and it's
Yeah,
like, what the
it's like-
fuck?
It's like no one watches this because they actually think your brother. Well, there's people who do, but I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not watching this because
There's
I actually
people
think
who
your brother and
actually
sister. I'm watching this because you look sexy. Like,
yeah, I'm watching
Yes,
this.
exactly.
Like, I'm watching this because you look hot, and I would want to fuck you if you approached me. But like, I don't care about the stepbro step shit. It's shit,
I'm sorry, but can you?
it's sad
I
that
would
all
want
of
to
the
fuck you if
sexiest
you
porn
approach
stars
me.
are always in the stepbrother and stepsister
Okay, no,
like
okay,
section.
Okay, so I was talking about this with my coworkers. We were talking about like, what do porn stars do after, after they're done with their porn series? It's like I said, like the fucking girls, their vaginas are probably like so fucking loose you could throw a hot dog in a Subway type of style.
Well, they retighten back.
all.
They retighten back up over time naturally.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Vaginas are far more elastic than you think they are. I mean,
Yeah,
they do have to push a child through there.
Yeah, but it's like, fucking Christ. So what I hate is all my friends in high school. We had a conversation about who would you rather fuck, a woman in their like 30s or a fresh virgin, like 18-year-old virgin, for legal purposes. Like, would you fuck a virgin or would you fuck a more skilled person?
Well,
What would you do?
I see pros and cons of both. Obviously, the virgin is like
Virgin's tight as fuck.
tighter and stuff like that, but like a more experienced woman, like you don't have to always you don't have to only go slow. You could try different things, like new experiences and stuff.
I think probably the most ideal is somebody around your skill range.
Yeah, like
Your experience level.
that makes sense. And I've been lucky
Yeah.
for both partners that I've had sexual relations with to be like that with me,
Yeah. See,
and
for
that's
me,
the best
I'm not-
experience you can have.
I don't have Tinder. I don't have a car right now. I don't have a phone that can work, so I can't really get any hookups. So I'm kind of like a few months without sex right now. It's kind of fucking awful.
Get over it. It's gonna take you a while, anyways.
The blowjob I got from my ex-girlfriend was awful. By the way, she didn't use any tongue. I mean, she didn't use teeth. Thank God, there's no teeth involved. But she didn't use any tongue.
Have you ever
She's
watched the
using
movie
teeth. She's
Teeth?
trying to tell you something. Let's not get into that. No.
But like, she didn't use any.
That's
teeth.
a proper horror
No,
movie.
She didn't use any tongue. Man. No teeth, thank God. But like, there's
Fix this
no
headset.
fucking
There we go.
tongue. Like, there's no goddamn tongue, which made it awful. But it was a good fuck. But to all our viewers, here's some advice to all our virgin viewers out there.
I don't have a single viewer
we first
yet.
Of which there are many,
Yeah.
or will be many.
when you first have sex for the
Don't
first time
get
ever,
run away screaming rape.
No. Okay. Story time, guys. The first time I had sex.
I love how this is all
Let me explain
stories
this.
of your failed life.
Okay, let me explain this one. It's my story. So I was a 14-year-old Mormon boy that was still very religious into Mormonism, right? And
Mormonism?
it was
Is
my
that what it's
first time
called?
having. It's supposed to be LDS, but like I call it
Yeah, it's
Mormon.
supposed to be LDS, but yeah,
Okay.
whatever. Everybody
I
knows it
didn't
as
know.
Mormon.
Yeah,
Everybody knows
everyone
it as
knows it as
Mormon.
Mormon. But anyway, so So the first time I ever had sex, I was 14 years old, and I didn't know jack shit. Right, the door was locked. She was, obviously we were getting down, and I only last. I'm not gonna lie. This is the advice: when you're a virgin and you're
Let's
first
also
having
clarify
sex,
they
don't
were both of the same age.
Yeah, we were both 14. Don't worry.
Yes, they were both of the same age, which technically was still underneath the age of consent, but
it's still
It's
technically
like-
illegal. But anyway,
It's illegal on both
But-
parties, it's not considered molesting.
but anyway, so virgins don't expect to last long. You're only gonna last maybe like 10 seconds. To be completely
Now I have a
100%
story
honest.
to tell.
But
But continue.
anyway, so I only went down like 5 seconds. Like, okay, I can't go any longer. Second time was like fucking going on forever. But anyway, so we got down, we had some fun and such. But I was so fucking freaked out because I was like, oh shit, is she gonna be pregnant? Blah, blah. I came outside.
because your dumbass didn't buy condoms.
Yeah, I didn't buy condoms. I was freaking out. I didn't come inside of her. Don't worry. But pretty much in a nutshell, I got scared. I tried to cover up the fact that I fucked a girl and I was Mormon, and I broke the pretty much rules of Mormonism. No sex before marriage, all that such. Plus, I was 14 and my mom was pissed off. So I was like, "Oh God, I got raped." It was all of like confusion.
I got
freaking
raped.
out
The
and
door was
stress.
locked from the inside.
Yeah, the door was locked from the inside. I got scared as hell. I was shitting myself because my mom was so pissed off. And I just yelled out like, "Oh shit, this is rape!" No, it was not rape. It was fully consensual sex, and I was just being a little fucking piece of shit idiot. Now, I will be.
I'm
made
glad
fun
you
of
clarified
till
that
the
you were
day I
being a
die.
piece of shit idiot. Because that's kind of true. Like, that's a dick
Yeah.
move. But
Yeah, it really is.
past
But,
experiences, learn from. That's good.
Yeah, learn from past experiences. Yeah, just don't yell at rape to anything. Don't be a fucking.
Unless it's
liberal
true.
about it.
Yeah.
Especially in today's day and age where rape allegations will ruin your life.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, spit.
definitely. Don't be-
That's how mine and Ashlyn's relationship ended. She tried framing me for it, and her own mom spoke out in my word.
Oh, damn.
wow.
Props to the mom, then.
Yeah.
Yeah, props to my mom. Anyway,
Probably because
so,
I treated her mom better than she did. And
Anyway,
does.
so that's why it rules with parents. Always respect possible, because if you're nice to them, they're nice to you. But
And remember, kids, it's not always rape.
yeah, it's not always rape, kids. But second time I had sex, it was amazing, But yeah. But yeah, never
So,
expect to
story
last
about my
longer than,
first
like,
time.
6 months.
I always heard the jokes, like, while I was a virgin, like, oh, this is like a high schooler's first time. It didn't even last 10 seconds. Yeah, that didn't happen to me. Like, I didn't, only last a short amount of time.
Yeah, it took me about 45 minutes my first time.
It took me 20, 30, I think it was. I didn't keep track of time. I didn't really care to.
So, yeah.
My second time took me an hour.
Dragon, you're weak sauce.
Hey, it's
Your
common
first
for
time
guys
was weak
to-
sauce.
My
It
first time
is
was weak sauce
common,
as well.
but out of us three here, you're the odd one out, so.
Yeah, but like my second time lasted about an hour, which is amazing. That's the reason why I was like, "This is fucking amazing." Lesson learned, guys. Sex is amazing. Just be safe. Wrap it before you slap it. So
Or don't be an idiot. If you don't
that
wrap
too,
it.
but
Yep.
yeah. don't be
FYI,
an idiot.
if you
Pull out.
don't wrap it, come as far away from the girl's vagina as possible.
Yeah, because some of it can't seep in.
Because
Remember,
Simon,
kids,
no,
you can't make her
'cause
pregnant if it's anal.
Yeah, fuck her in the ass
if
she
you can
loves
convince her.
Jesus.
But let me finish my statement because sperm are strong swimmers and can get quite far on top of the skin,
Yeah.
Yes.
and they live for a couple of days. FYI,
I thought it was only about 1 day.
one day outside and 3 days inside the vagina.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But, like, you know, that's the reason why Plan B is like a 3-day thing, because they live inside 3 days, so it'll kill it off before you. Anyway.
So, next subject.
What do you mean next subject?
Yeah, we should probably get away. Yeah, this is an off-topic one. We don't really go on next subject, but we should probably finally get away from all this sex porn and all that.
We're going to come back to it.
That's going to be the entire podcast.
Fuck,
Yeah, we've literally. I'm pretty sure we've
Why
literally
not?
been talking about sex
What do you find
for
in
the
a
last
girl?
half hour.
What do you find in a girl? What do you find that will make a girl attractive to you?
I actually
okay, so we're
like
we're
short
going
hair.
wholesome side now.
Yes, wholesome.
I actually
Wholesome
like short
podcast.
hair if we're talking about appearances. But if we're talking like
Personality, appearance.
I don't know how to
doesn't
explain the
matter.
personality the best, and that's a downside of being autistic. Like, it's hard to explain things such as that for me.
Yeah. Like,
but
what do you want in a girl?
like,
Spit it out.
Kat was perfect. Like, just how she acts and all that. Like, I actually, being a gamer, like, there's a stereotype of the gamer will pay more attention to the games than you. Like, if Kat wanted attention, you can ask Spit. I was like, yeah, me and Kat are going to go do stuff. And I was like, bye, Spit.
Yeah,
Over and
your
over
typical
again.
gamer isn't going to be like, I'm going to pay more attention to the games than the
That's
girl.
just
No,
a stereotype.
it's
No,
always-
It's
It's
a very
typical,
big stereotype.
typically gamers are the more, like, kind-hearted
Because we
guys you
want
can
attention.
get.
We don't get enough attention as
Unless
is.
you're talking about
We're
Call of
gamers.
Duty gamers, like the 12-year-old
yeah.
Call of Duty kids.
Fucking-
Well,
No,
yeah,
they're
12-year-olds
fucking
shouldn't be
assholes.
dating a girl because they don't know the values of it yet anyways.
Yeah. But, like, okay, so gamers like us, mature, adulterated gamers, you know, we love attention from, you know, a significant other.
People.
You know, we would
Or
rather,
just people
yeah,
in
we
general,
love
like-
attention from people.
Like,
Yeah.
if us three could... they can hang out because they're brothers, but if I could hang out with them, I'd be hanging out with them right now. I mean,
Oh, hell yeah.
a few states are separating
hanging out
us.
every day. Like, fuck video games. We definitely be able to hang out every day, just or every other day or whenever.
I mean, we
we're
probably
off,
play
you know?
video games, but we play split-screen games, like some old Halo or something.
Yeah, you just had to bring an Xbox.
One of the
Like, we
best
definitely-
split-screen experiences you can have is, like, Halo.
You must
Yeah,
definitely.
it is a little disappointing that today's generations are more focused around
Online.
electronic
Electronics.
interaction.
That's why
I guess for the
A Way
OK
Out was
Boomer
really
thing-
nice. It was split-screen without
Yes,
having
for
to
the
be
OK
next to
Boomer.
each other.
You're always on your phones. Okay, boomer. That thing.
I don't get that or care about it. When people are
Yeah.
talking about that, I'm just like, okay, what?
Yeah.
It's weird shit. But shit. But you know, for me, I like someone who instead of I don't want sex all the time. You know, sex is always a bonus. But I want someone who can has the ability to cuddle up on a couch, watch a nice movie, and not expect anything after. Don't not expect.
Yeah, the
a lot.
older you get, the more you realize that, yeah, sex is fun, but sitting
Too
down
much
on
of
a
it can
sofa
kind
wa-
of spoil it, as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'll spoil
what-
your relationship. Definitely.
what you'll soon realize after, I don't know, being a fucking adult for a little while is
Sex is amazing and all, but
cuddling
attention
up on a
is-
couch
Just
and
cuddling,
binge watching
relaxing,
Netflix
and
is far
watching
better
a
than
show
actual.
that you both enjoy. Like, Kat really liked
it's far
watching
better.
Red vs. Blue.
Yes, yes.
And
Like,
that was fun
watching
to
a
watch
show
with
you
her because I had seen everything already, and like seeing her react to something that I already knew was going to happen was just so nice. Like when me and Kat went to go watch Godzilla King of the Monsters, like we both love Godzilla, and it was our both first time watching it. And like when he pops out of the ice and the old Godzilla theme with the trombone kicks in, we both like looked at each other at the exact same time in the theater as we heard that first trombone note, and it was like moments like that are just great. They're wonderful.
Yes, they are.
I think moments together are the best.
Yes.
You can't really get much with sex. Sex is like, oh yeah.
Well, no,
It's just-
don't say that because sex is actually the moment when you're both closest. Like you should
Yeah.
never have sex just for
Literally
the pleasure. Like
fire.
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing it just because
Yeah.
you want the feeling
because
of it.
you're horny.
You should be doing it. Yeah.
you should
that's
do
good,
it
yeah,
because
but-
the affection part of it. You want to show affection for each other.
Yeah.
Like if you're both horny, that's fine. Just try not to do it every time. Like if one of you's horny and the other one's not, then don't do it. I'd say if
Yeah,
you're both
like-
horny,
okay.
that is like the timing of like yes, do it.
Yeah. Now, given like, say the girl's horny, but she just like, and you're like, you don't want to really reject her for that, because a lot of girls, whenever they're horny,
Yeah, because
It's-
girls, it's natural for a girl to
There's
get
that.
horny less often.
yeah.
And it's much more powerful than a guy's horny, for sure.
Oh yeah, guys horny is like you're in the middle of class, you're sitting there, you think of boobs, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
literally-
Well,
guys.
if you're still in school, it's probably a random boner, and you're like, why the fuck do I have a boner right now?
Yeah, it just happens. Like, but with girls, when they're horny, they're horny. Like it doesn't go away as fast as for guys, and it's a much bigger what's it called when you're horny and you can't relieve yourself of it? Burnout.
I don't think there's actually a word for it.
There's a term for it, if not a word.
I don't know.
I am not familiar with what it is at the
It's
moment.
just like feeling you get like after you weren't able to satisfying it of like where you just
blue balls.
That's
Shame,
not blue
disappointment.
balls, shame, disappointment, stuff like that. Like when you get those feelings.
Yeah, shame. Yeah, it's like, oh, I didn't get to fulfill my destiny.
We're back to talking
like,
about
it's
sex
very,
again.
Hey, I said it would loop back, but like, anyway, what I like in a girl.
Well, you're the one that started the topic about what you like in girls, so like you did it on purpose.
But anyway, regardless, I kind of just want something I can cuddle up on a couch, just relax with. I like long hair girls. I like over like longer than shoulder.
My preference is kind of around shoulder height, maybe a little shorter.
I don't really prefer girly girls. Like,
Yeah, girly girls are the worst. Like Barbies are horrible.
Okay,
They're
I
crazy.
think the haircut term I'm thinking of is like called pixie cut,
pixie
Yeah,
cut
that's
is no shaved at the back,
shaved at the back.
not down
Really?
the shoulders. Yeah, that's what Kat's old haircut
Oh
was.
yeah, pixie cut's like it's shaved at the back and then it's long shoulder head. But what I like is like I like girls with longer hair.
Pixie cut is kind of what like I like.
I like the
It's what
longer
Katie.
hair.
It's what
I
Katie.
Like,
Back to the porn stars. Is what Katie Mercury has.
I like something that I can put my hands through and just go stroke down.
See,
I
I
don't
like.
know about
See,
you
that's
guys, but probably one of the best feelings when you're actually making out with somebody is when the girl decides to run her hands through your hair. It's just
Oh
like,
my
oh my
God.
gosh.
It's the best feeling ever when a girl.
I liked it when
literally
I was
runs
making
her
out.
hands.
Both my girlfriends, I was lucky enough they had my preference of short hair, and I liked like when we were making out, like holding the back of their head and like rubbing like the short hairs, like scratching, because I know it feels good.
Yeah. Like.
Like there's just
best.
something about
It's awesome.
cradling the back of the head that's so intimate.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Because like it shows like it's amazing. But let's see.
Okay, well, in terms of like,
Okay, I'm gonna change the
don't know, I guess-
topic because we've
Yeah,
talked
yeah,
about sex, girls, and all that quite a lot.
Oh yeah.
A lot more than we
Yes,
usually do, to be
yes.
honest, even for us. So I'm gonna ask y'all a question. What is y'all's favorite like oh shit moment in a game? And I'm talking about like, say you're walking around the corner and you see a teammate's head get blown off by like a tank cannon or something. Like, what's your favorite moment in a video game that you've had as of late?
Death Star pop. No. World of Warships.
Yeah.
oh yeah, the double moss.
Yeah, the double moss. Spit
Oh,
kills
yeah.
one of the mosses. I'm like, yes, I'm safe. Then all of a sudden, a fucking moss.
Okay,
another
so
one pops.
a Moss is a, I think, German destroyer. It's one of the
I believe
destroyers,
so.
tier 5, and he was in a tier 6 cruiser. All three of us were. We were all three playing a tier 6 cruiser, and we were coming up on islands, and a Moss dropped a smoke screen and then came out of it right in front of island. Dragon was about to kill him, and we killed him. We went, haha, we took down the mouse. Another Moss came out of the same smoke screen and killed him right after we were cheering about killing the first one. And it was just the
Yeah.
great, oh shit, and then he died. It was like,
yeah,
that was a pretty good one.
it's-
My favorite one was actually earlier when I was just talking to Destro playing Battlefield Spit.
Uh-huh.
And it was oh no, my favorite one, I actually did it to someone, was earlier when I was playing the tank. Remember I shot the tank shell through the slit of the Type 10 and hit the guy on it in the face.
Yes.
Like there was a
yes.
guy next to him who, like, I saw, like, running towards the gun, saw that happen, and he, like, hit the deck and cover.
Jesus.
Like,
Probably my greatest oh shit moment in a video game that's happened to me was when I got nailed by an artillery in my E100.
Oh my
oh,
god.
yeah, when you get ammo racked by the
That
T92.
That was
we're fine,
glorious.
Artie's-
Okay, so let me explain this. I
Yeah.
haven't had my story time.
Yeah, go ahead.
But in World of Tanks, there's there's a tank called an E100. It's an experimental German super heavy tank, and for a while it was like kind of the go-to because it's really easy to play and all that. It plays just like pretty much the rest of the German heavy line up until they added more tanks. But I had this tendency where, for some reason, and it's probably just due to sheer luck, I would never actually end up getting just one shot by artillery, like ever, inside any of those. And so there was a match that we were playing, and I just decided to start bragging about it. I was like, yeah, I really haven't been hit much by artillery and all that, especially not in my E100 and all that. And, like, as I'm halfway through my sentence, an artillery hits me, and not only hits me, he hits my ammo rack.
With armor piercing from a 240-millimeter gun. Let's clarify.
Yes, he blind shots me with armor piercing, which has no splash damage, meaning he has to directly hit your ass.
Fucking best.
He hit me, like, dead center, top of the turret, with armor piercing, in a blind shot, which is ridiculously hard to do with artillery, especially high tier arty, because they're not very accurate.
Oh, yeah.
Ammo racks me, and I just explode. I just go absolutely silent for, like, 30 seconds or so.
We all laughed.
And while we were all laughing, yeah. Your comeuppance, as we should say. But I do like later in the match when you tried to convince me, look, you can use the whole of my tank for cover, and I'm like, yeah, but we know artillery can hit there. You're like, yeah, fair point. And I do I should also mention, if anybody wants to see that happening to Spit from my point of view in that match, it is actually on my YouTube channel, and I'll put on the screen right now. There's my gamer tag. Take away 17 off the end there, and it's exactly like that. Go to that channel and type in RIP Spit, and it'll be the first one. There's a second one of the exact next match where he gets nailed by artillery again and killed.
Yeah.
In the Warlord. Like, the exact next match. It's like artillery, heard him talking shit about artillery, and the artillery punished him the next two matches. It's called Rip Spit, too.
Yeah, Wargame has a beautiful way of just saying, we're going to balance you.
You were balanced, yes.
Beautiful way of
That's
saying
the pun of way of saying it. You've been balanced. Or deleted is a good way to put it, too.
Deleted, erased.
Erased, yeah. That was a pretty great moment, Spit. We have a lot of great moments from World of Tanks. I wish, sadly, we can't just make our podcast all talk about our great moments from World of Tanks, because a majority of people who find this probably aren't going to know what World of Tanks is.
Unless they were watching our videos, which I'm assuming if they're going to be listening to the podcast, they're probably going to watch a decent amount of our videos.
Some of them. I upload a bunch of random. I don't have a upload schedule for my channel. I just upload stuff every so often on my channel of the one I already recommended. Spit doesn't really upload all that much either, just randomly every so often and gets a good video.
For me.
Yeah, we don't really have a schedule
most
for
of the
it.
time, I don't really have a schedule for it. But what I will do is probably do I do a lot of archiving videos. Like, I'll do a live stream that's 2-3 hours long, and I'll archive
we call
it, so
it
that way I can save it
Techapalooza.
for future videos.
And that's basically what my channel is. It's archives of funny shit or fun shit that I've done in the past in games. That's basically what it is. And if we tell a story that happens to be on one of the videos, like we just did, I'll say what the video is. You could go watch it if you find it actually funny what we're describing, or you want to see what we're describing, etc. Which is I think, an inconvenient thing that we accidentally did.
It is.
One of my funniest moments so far is cursed words.
Oh God, yeah. The other day, hold on, I'll tell it from my point of view. So I was playing a tank called the Leopard PTA. This is the last World of Tanks story we need to tell for now, guys. I was playing my Leopard PTA, and I was playing with Dragon, and he was in his. What were you in?
I was in my Object 704.
Yeah, 704. The Object 704 Russian tank. Both tier 9. And on the enemy team, there's this giant artillery called the Conqueror gun carrier. And I was playing, and I got screwed at the beginning. My loader got taken out along with my driver after I had just used both my repair kit and med kit on other crew members and parts. And I was like, well, crap. So I just charged forward. And the reason everything was damaged like that is because the Conqueror gun carrier hit me. And I have no armor. So I was like, I'm surprised. I didn't say anything at the time because I was busy trying to survive. I eventually died. I went over to Dragon's perspective. And I said, I'm really surprised that Conqueror gun carrier didn't one-shot me. As soon as I said that, the Conqueror gun carrier one-shotted Dragon.
Yeah, and I was... So, later in the day, I think this might be an on stream, but like I literally said a list of curse words because in a later match we had Spit in later that day, and Spit said something about Artie. Suddenly Artie smacks me. I'm like, Spit, you just created a curse word.
And then we said fire, and then you got set on fire once as well in that same span. Like, it was... Like, he has... There's cursed words that if we say, Dragon just gets fucked immediately. And it's really funny.
Yeah. Also, we've learned that the Object 704, for some reason, has bullshit fire incendiary shells.
Oh, yes.
Every match.
Like, he's just setting... He set, like, 5 matches in a row he set people on fire. Alright, changing subject from tanks, guys.
Right.
Alright.
Keep us on track here. So, I mean, a lot of our stories are going to come from tanks because that's the game we play most.
Yeah. Until at some point in the future we get together to hang out, and I'll have a story of that.
Yeah. When we start once we start having the free time to be able to hang out.
I really want to tell stories about our way out Let's Play Spit. But Dragon's here.
I don't want to spoil it for Dragon.
I really want to have him play that with Destro unspoiled.
For anybody who has played A Way Out, how many of you needed therapy after playing it?
Like me and Spit did. Any other subjects you guys could think of? Video game, anything else based? Try and steer away from what we've already done.
Yes.
Warframe Looney and I judge Warframe's asses. Female Warframe's asses.
You can do that in every game. Like, Jack from Achievement Hunter. Like, he has the best reason ever, I think I've ever heard, for always playing the female character in games. He's like, if I'm going to be looking at this character for hours on end playing this game, it might as well have an ass that I like to look at. Like, fair enough. That's a good reason.
Reasonable response.
Unless you play Black Desert Online and you choose the lolly character. That's just like, FBI open up. FBI open up, pretty much.
Okay, if you want FBI open up, there is a race in Terra called the Alin, which are like literal, like 4.5 foot tall, like
lollies.
Lolly cat girls.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
that's the entire race.
Not surprising at all.
There's a new class that's a boomerang support, and it's literally like a fucking 4 foot tall little girl with a giant ass boomerang. Yeah.
So many crazy characters.
JRPGs are
all
always
sorts of
interesting.
media these days.
Oh yeah. You know, speaking of social media, I haven't been on Instagram in a while. Oh!
I've never had an Instagram.
Speaking of social media, actually. So, one day, Spin and I, we went out to get food, and we were at McDonald's drive-thru. Now, you probably heard this story before, but we were in the drive-thru, I was driving, and these girls, probably high off their minds, were behind us waiting in line, and the line took forever. So the girl in the passenger seat, she was smoking a joint, and she waved hi to us. And she's like, hey! I'm like, hey, hi. And we started talking, and she's like, hey, what's your name? I'm like, oh, my name's Dylan and such. Well, she's like, she sort of says, hey, you got a girlfriend? I'm like, no. And she's like, well, hi. I'm like, okay. And she says, hey, add me on Facebook. And I get her Facebook, and she hasn't added me yet. So
that just sounds depressing right now.
Yeah. Okay, so that reminds me. There's a guy named Chris in the UIA over on the Xbox part that you guys don't know, but he got, sent one of the bot things on that we even get on here on PS4.
Oh, yeah. I saw that on the chat.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to read it out for this podcast here.
Right.
Okay, so... Hold on.
What?
I got to get to the top of the... You guys talk while I get to the top of the message. Oh.
Have you seen my new wallpaper on my lock screen on my phone?
No, I have not.
I sent it in the chat. It's just... Everyone, if you're a meme lord, you know the cat, that meow cat?
There's a lot of cat memes.
That one cat's like the ultra meow. I might actually run downstairs to show Spit. So, I'll be right back, actually. I do have to go to the bathroom anyway. So, I'll be right back.
Alrighty. You managed to find it?
No, there's a new one now.
There is. Nice.
Okay, so this is a continuation of the first one, actually, so I should probably find the first one. Shit. I gotta do a lot of scrolling.
I'm a true meme lord.
Ah, here we go. Hopefully my phone will catch up. Okay.
Oh, that one.
Yes.
Oh, no, this is the Born Jupiter one, so that was a new one down there. Okay, so I'll read the new one then.
Obviously, Hyperspeed Tito.
Wait for your brother to get back so he can hear this one.
We're about to have... Oh. He just left. I was about to say, we're about to have story time. Get the fuck back to your headset.
This is, by the way, if any of y'all are gamers who happen to watch this podcast and y'all get one of these bots acting to be like a girl on with cam show and all that they want to show you.
It's fake.
It's fake, but this is the best
they want
way.
Your credit card information.
Yeah, this is the best way to deal with it. Like, just have some fun with it. Why not? Because it's an automated system for answering your shit. What's your brother doing? How long does it take to get back to his damn room?
I don't know. He takes forever to do anything.
This is true.
He's slow.
It is freezing down here in Texas now.
It's below freezing here in Kansas, but
There you are. All right, so this our friend Chris over on Xbox got a message. "What you doing?" was the bot, and he said everything, and then it said, "I messaged you randomly because I was hella bored of watching streams here. By the way, how old are you?" And he said 420, and then and the bot said, "I'm 22. What you doing?" And then he said, "Killing younglings." I was watching random talk shows on Twitch, but now I am really bored. So I have an idea if you're up for a little fun. Let me put on my computer cam for you one sec. Do you like to watch? You dare interfere with No Nut November, you uncultured swine, is what he said. Click gamerxo.com. If you go there, it should connect you to my webcam. Better not record me, lol. And then his next thing was, "Art thou retarded? It's No Nut November. This is your only for you, lol. After you're in, let me know your username so that I can add you to my friends list." Listen here, you little shit. It's No Nut, and then the bot cuts him off. It's probably going to ask you for a credit card to sign up for the app, but that's just age verifying. I'm wearing almost nothing, and I don't want any kids watching me. For anyone out there, don't get tricked by this. A credit card does not verify age.
Yeah,
there's nothing on that credit card. You can get a credit card.
Age.
If you could get a job, you could get a credit card. Your parents can sign you up for a credit card. If you don't have a job, you can have a credit card at any age, and it doesn't show what age the holder has.
Yeah.
And then November at the end, because it cut him off. "I will stab you with a spoon," is what he said. "Okay, let me know when you're in, babe. You should see my cam on." Did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? I thought not. It's not a story the Jedi would tell you. It's a Sith legend. Darth Plagueis was a Dark Lord of the Sith, so powerful and so wise, he could use the Force to influence the Metachlorians to create life. He had such a knowledge of the dark side that he could even keep the ones he cared about from dying. Let me find. I had to slide. The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural. He became so powerful, the only thing, and then he stopped the message, and then the bot said, "I'm from Cali originally. I'm just in the area visiting family." And then he said, "I'm conquering the 7 kingdoms on the back of a dragon." And then the bot said, "You're going to my what? I'm wearing lol." Like, this is not me stuttering. This is literally what this says. "You're going to my what? I'm wearing lol. Just type here or in the chat when you can see me." And then he said, "Did you just have a stroke?" and then it said hot stroke it, and then he said no. And then it said KXOXO soon, and then he put in quote, soon the great journey shall begin, but when it does, the weight of your heresy shall stay your feet, and you shall be left behind. That was it.
References to just
about everything.
Every major gaming franchise.
Oh god, that is hilarious. That is amazing. I need one of y'all to talk because I need to get water after that.
Yeah, I think the most common scam that I see on consoles is actually coming from like some Arabic. I get some like message in Arabic, and it's like, here's a free PlayStation code. Just go to this website.
Yeah.
And actually, I haven't gotten really any messages that's like, hey, go over to this website. It's more like I get a friend request.
Yeah, everyone gets that friend request from PS Girl.
Yes, PS Girl, insert random number here.
PS Girl 555222999. Yes, it's just like, stop.
Wait. I think I saw that friend request right there on my.
Yeah, read off what the latest one was, Dragon, because I have this screen up, so I can't open the PlayStation menu right now.
Yes, what was the latest PS Girl?
PS Girl 566537.
Yeah.
And the message on it, this was like, how long ago was this? This is in May.
I've had a newer one.
Oh,
you
really?
have a newer
With
one?
like a bunch of underscores and stuff here. The screen's gonna change for a second, guys. Don't worry, you're not missing anything. Yes. Hold on. Okay. I got one in September on the 17th was the newest one for me, and then one on the 1st of January. So the one on January was PS_girl_949362. The newest one was PS_girl_20H72. Just
Interesting, they're getting advanced.
it's always the same
The
fucking
underscores.
picture too.
Is it the blonde anime chick?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's always the same.
it's always the
I love-
same damn
I
one.
love PS Girl bots.
It's great. It's great.
You know, I want to see if this actually still works.
You know,
Well,
us ourselves actually know quite a few girls who are actually on PlayStation and not bots.
And then there's just yeah. For example, Drac. I have her
Drac, Pony, there's... God, what's her
Bugsy.
name? Michaela
Well,
Decker.
She goes by Pony.
Yeah, that's Pony.
There's Wubsy.
Michaela Decker, FZ Baby Girl.
Yeah, I know a few as well. But
They all
so,
play tanks,
talking
too. That's the best part.
Yeah, talking about something. So I have Drac Snapchat, and you all know what Drac does on her stories and such, right?
The cosplay stuff and all that.
Yeah.
Cosplay stuff and other stuff. Yeah, saucy stuff.
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah. Anyway, no, that was about it.
That I thought you were going
That was-
into a story there. Okay. Guess
Actually,
not.
story time. I was kidding. No, the first time
Story
I got
time.
when I first got Drac's Snapchat, and we were in the fucking party playing tanks and stuff shit like that. We were in the private training trying to launch our tanks. Drac was sending me stuff, you know, talking, chilling. That's the reason why she was like, "Oh, he's probably lost in the sauce."
Yeah, I remember that. When I was trying to launch my not KV5, Type 5 at y'all. At speeds a Type 5 should not be capable of, ever.
Yeah, fucking 80 kilometers. It's fucking create the cannon.
It's, yeah. Spit, you got any stories? You've talked the least in this podcast so far.
I got a couple stories. I just can't think of any off the top of my head right now.
Then you don't have a couple of stories. That's how this works.
I know, but I just can't think of any off the top of my head. Like, stories are just sort of things that come up to me when we're talking about a subject, and it's like, oh, I remember doing this thing. And then the story comes to me. It's like I don't have just like active long-term memory, and that's probably because of my concussion, which I guess I can go into a story about how I got my first concussion.
There you go.
So my first concussion I actually got when I was in 7th grade, I believe it was. We were playing a kind of like a fast-paced version of basketball. Like, you could when you got the basketball, you could take 2 steps and then you had to pass it. That is it. It was supposed to be first to 3 points. We would rotate out. It was teams of 3. You would rotate out one person every 60 seconds or so. 30 to 60 seconds is when you would rotate people out. So it's very fast-paced and all of that. And, well, I was doing a lot of cross-country, and I'd come from soccer. So I was this, like, really, really skinny, lanky kid, right? Not super athletic, but, I mean...
He was a skinny dude.
I could... Yeah, I was...
It's
I was
always used
twig.
for the skinny ones.
Yes, I was a fucking twig. But, at any rate, so, at the time when I got my concussion, the team that I had was consisting of me, a fat kid, and then, like, the star football player for the middle school team.
Dude.
And I'm pretty sure you
Time
can
to
already
make a
see where this is
Spitfire
starting
sandwich.
to go. So, the person on the football team more or less throws the ball, then yells my name. I'm not looking in this direction. I'm looking towards the opposing team's basket. And then it hit... By the time he yells it, that's when I, like, start to begin to turn around, but instead it hits me smack in the back of the head. Just, like, full strength throw. I don't know how fast it was going. I just know that it hit me hard enough in the back of the head that I blacked out for about a second and a half. I almost just face planted on the ground. And then the only things I remember from the rest of that day is feeling a terrible headache in my math class. Going home, my dad laughing at me because I looked like I was stumbling around like a drunk person. And then it's completely blank for like the next week, except for the EMTs coming over to the house and shining a light in my eyeballs. And then I remember nothing else. Like, literally nothing else. That entire week is blank. And
Here's something... I like
so
hearing stuff from other people's perspective, like what they saw. Like, we always talk about this. Like, we always want to know, like, what that... Like, say if we... Like, I didn't want to go back to tanks, but this is just an example. Like, when we come around the corner and 5 KV2s to one guy, and, like, I like to just want to know what he was, like, what was going through his head as he saw that come around the corner. And, like, one of my favorite moments, Spit, one of my favorite things is when I first got you to play Ace Combat 7 with me.
Uh-huh.
Like, you have this stock completely dinky plane, and I have this fully upgraded XO2 Strike Wyvern, and that can fire missiles that can do 90-degree turns and stuff, and you're trying to combat me. Like, what was that like from your side?
Whew. Something like that. Basically, it's the exact same feeling you get when you... Okay, so I'm going to use Call of Duty here as a reference because probably most people have played Call of Duty. It's like the very first time you ever played Call of Duty, and you're going up against somebody who managed to get the highest prestige in about 3 days.
Oh, those, like,
You do not stand a fucking chance.
You're going to die, perish.
And you are going to just, like, scream in terror, fear, and bloody murder the entire time while it's happening. It's just that feeling of just... I mean, the best way how to describe the feeling is just like...
Oh, shit.
Just a constant scream.
Just a constant screaming going on in the back of your head, trying to figure out what the fuck do I do? Where
And
the
I do
fuck
want to point
is
out,
he?
it wasn't
Why am
just
I being
because
hit?
of upgrades and a better plane that I was beating him, because I think it was 2 matches after that, I went down to the same plane as you, took all the upgrades off, and I still just...
Yeah, he's just far more skilled than me at that game.
I love the Ace Combat series. I played it all the way back on PlayStation 2 and stuff. It's one of my favorite gaming series. But,
So, anyway, it's hit about an hour.
it has hit about an hour. We can keep going if y'all want, or we can end it here.
I think that's a good place to pretty much call it.
Yeah, it's a good test one. So, anyways, we don't have a schedule for these yet, mainly because our schedules are so conflicting.
Yeah, but our schedules are just fucked.
Right now, these are going to be test ones, getting us used to it, doing weird topics and stuff like that. This will be the channel we're doing this on, and we all three have our own channels for gaming stuff for our point of views.
Yep.
If
We
y'all
hope
want
to do
go ahead and
one-
plug your channels.
Well, I already plugged mine earlier in the thing, but I'll do it again real quick, and then I'll let y'all do yours. So mine is Creeper Assassin 7, as you can see there, spelled exactly like that. Make sure you pay attention to how it's spelled. There is one S missing. And yes, that was on purpose for... It's as in, is, you know.
Oh, as in. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But, and minus one of the 7. So it's Creeper Assassin 7, not 77. I had to make 77 on here because 7 was taken. But, yeah, that's what it is. And, Spit, tell them yours.
Mine is Spitfire 7. The 7 is in Roman numerals, so that would be VII. VII being in capitals. That's it. Just look that up, and it should.
Isn't it SPYT, not IT?
Yes, SPYT. SPYT.
And I believe it's underscore 7. No, it's just 7. Never mind. Yeah. SPYT.
It's just 7 for the
VII.
YouTubes.
Okay.
Fear.
Dragon?
Oh, it's HPG Dragon. That's literally it.
Okay. And those are our YouTube channels for our gaming. I, by far, have the most videos on mine.
Yeah, I have 41 subs, by the way. I spiked 20 subs.
Wow.
Nice,
damn.
nice.
What am I at?
Yeah.
Anybody know?
I don't know. Hey, let me check for you.
Yeah, because
I'm
my
decently
phone
sure
is
that
being
if
slow right now.
we all started to do esports, we would get a lot more popular.
Shit, I'm trying to get into
We
esports.
get raffle stomped
Rocket
is what
League.
we get.
I'm pretty good at Rocket League.
72
Yeah.
is what I got right now.
Oh, shit. I'm pretty
Like
good at Rocket
over
League. I'm trying
1,000
to get into it.
videos. Like, I have videos all the way
Jesus.
back when I was a kid, if anyone is interested in those. I don't know why you would be.
Just
Speakers
your
are
most
typically annoying.
cringe-worthy videos.
Yes, my most
Other videos.
cringe-worthy videos. Also, my most viewed video is a failed M3 League guide. Not failed because I was bad in it. Failed because the audio didn't record. That is the most annoying thing. Like, because a lot of... Okay, before we end the podcast, a lot of people say the M3 League in World of Tanks sucks. It does not. Everyone just plays it wrong. That is a fact.
Best tank.
It's not the
It's the
best
best
tank,
support you
but
can
it's not horrible. Like, it shouldn't be played as a
not bad.
medium. It's a tank destroyer. And really, if you
Everyone
could
really
get it
rushes
to a
it.
building where you could have the gun pointing against the side of the building, hiding the rest of your tank, it's really good. It's funny. There's a lot of people try auto-locking onto you and just shoot the building at that tier. But I show that in the video, and I was saying about why and how you do it. Too bad the audio didn't record, and it's annoying, because that video actually has quite a good chunk of views, but it's kind of useless if they can't hear me.
Yeah.
Like, that was annoying. We do consider ourselves above average in World of Tanks, and that's not us being cocky. Like, our stats do show it. Like, we're above average. We're not super great. Like, we're above casual.
If we go in focus mode, if we go in focus mode, we can get.
Yeah, if we go into we don't try hard sweat our ways through games. We like to have fun. And you'll still see us get frustrated in tanks because it's a game we know. But yeah, we like to have fun in games and stuff like that. This what you're looking at right now, if you're actually watching the stream, is our Minecraft world that I've done a lot of live streams on. It's called the Cat Tower World, and there's been quite a few fun adventures in this. This is mainly mine and Spitfire's world. Dragon doesn't really play Minecraft with us all that often.
I play a lot with Looney though. Played like a month straight with Looney, but then we stopped because Borderlands 3 and such.
Any other information
yeah.
you think is important for this, guys?
No, that's about it. Yeah.
We'll get a schedule up and running when we can, and that schedule most likely will not be definite until we for sure know exactly when we'll always be able to do it. But typically our podcast will go up at night, but you'll just be able to download them and stuff. Hopefully, they'll just be there for later use. We'll try, because the downside is both of these guys are on a nighttime
schedule.
shift.
Next week,
Yes.
right? Next week. Now I'll be back on day shift.
Yeah, but Spitfire's on night shift, so typically our podcasts are gonna have to be at night.
Yeah, but they'll be uploaded and everything.
They'll be
That's-
uploaded so you can just listen to them. I mean, I know the point of it. Like, a lot of people like listening to them live. It's nice. I get it. But we're not going to have that luxury because Spitfire's job requires him to be awake at night and keep that schedule. Sometimes we might be able to do one late day if Spit gets up early enough on his night off. Or hell, if he gets up early enough on one of his days where he's going to work, we could do a hour-long one, hour-and-a-half-long one, depending on when he wakes up.
Most
and,
of ours will be our.
Our podcast will try and have us three normally. We might bring in some of the other UIA members. Oh, we never even mentioned why it's called the UIA Podcast. That's probably important.
It's called the for another time.
I mean, we'll just mention it real quick. It's the UIA clan. Like, it's our clan on both platforms, Xbox and PS4. And that's pretty much it.
And later PC, once we start getting PCs.
Yeah, once we all get good PCs for gaming. Like, we'll do. It's going to be on all three. And it's just called that because we're all in UIA doing a podcast. Like, it just makes sense.
Yep.
And we'll try and only have us three. Or typically have us three, I should say. Me and Spit will most likely end up doing quite a few on our own when Dragon goes back to normal daytime shift.
Yeah.
But we'll try and get other UIA members in to substitute. We'll, like, ask our UIA members on PlayStation 4. And we'll try and get some Xbox ones on, too, but that's going to be a bit harder. But we'll try and make it work. But we'll try and get some guest stars, I guess, on, you could say, from UIA. Because it's nice to have different voices on and stuff. But, yeah, that's basically it. So, if anybody watches this, please do give us feedback. This is a test.
Yeah, a little bit of feedback.
We're just doing this because we feel like doing it. We always talk like this all night. We figured we might as well put it in video form or podcast form, I should say, and upload it.
Yeah. All right. Well.
All right, and
Thank you.
listening, yes.